Hey everyone, it's been a while since I made a video. I'm back. I've been crazy busy with working and I guess playing video games for a bit. It's not really busy, but there's not a lot of time to do it, so I've been doing it in the time there is. Obviously, I make video game stuff on this channel, so I do that. But yeah, no, I waited like 3 hours for my car to get a transmission change or whatever it's called, and that was not a pleasant experience, but whatever, I'm finally home and have a chance to make this video right here, so yeah, let's get into it. So if you've read the title, you already know what the video is going to be about. It's about the Switch. When I was writing the script today, I was actually thinking, and I was like, it's so common now to say Switch and people know what you're talking about. But I was like, imagine like, you go back in time 10 years and you're like, yeah, I'm just going to go play with my Switch. Someone would probably be like, what are you talking about? They'd be like, I don't know, they imagine like a button or a lever or something. Yeah, it's not really that funny, but I thought it was interesting. Anyways, the Switch is undoubtedly a great console. It's got a great lineup of games. It's portable. The way it saves game via system data instead of cartridges is amazing. So easy to share games with friends and be like, here, They don't have to make a new file. You don't have to worry of a game like Pokemon, like, oh, I don't want you to overwrite my file. No, it's saved on your system, so you're good, at least with physical games. I know the Switch has its fair share of issues, such as like the dock scratching your Switch, poor performance, lag with online play, and Joy-Con drift, and sadly most of these have not been improved on, and especially Joy-Con drift probably won't. I mean, the OLED model still has the same Joy-Con issues, so yeah, I kind of have to live with it. While these issues contribute to factors that hold the Switch back from being a better console, there is one thing I've always had a personal gripe with. Now you might be thinking, Matthew, what are you talking about? The Switch has tons of personality. Have you played Super Mario Odyssey, Breath of the Wild, the Goose Game? And while I recognize these are great games, let's take them out of the equation for a sec. Let's go back to a time when everyone had a DSi, a Wii, both, either or, whatever. First, let's look at the DS. So the DS had a camera that had tons of cool effects. It had filters and stuff before like stuff like Snapchat and TikTok did, and it was really freaking cool. You can like make stuff all I don't know what the word is, but like blurry. You had little frames. Yeah, you can make your own frames. I remember as a kid, I took a picture of the toilet and made that into a frame, and I thought it was the funniest thing ever. So I mean, it entertained me. So the camera obviously isn't anything that crazy, but for a kid it does a lot. You just have that space to be creative. Go out and be like, I'm gonna take a picture of this. I'm gonna take a picture of my dog. I'm gonna take a picture of my cat. I'm gonna take a picture of this. Oh, I'm gonna make a frame of it. I'm gonna put my face on the cat's face, and boom, entertainment. All there on one console. No game card. No game card required. Excuse me. So another addition is the Nintendo DSi sound. Like, come on, dude. Even if you're not a kid, you can't tell me you didn't find that insanely amazing and surprising. Like, you can convert your singing into trumpet, a choir, a robot. I think there was a parrot one or parrot, whatever it is. But you could just do so much. Make it all high, make it all low, make it fast, make it slow. Just, have fun, go crazy. Now, I know it wasn't anything crazy. It was only like a little bit of sound, like, I don't know, probably like 10-second clips of sound, but there's just so much you can do with it. And you can even edit after you edit it. So it was a lot of fun. There was also Flipnote. No, hear me out. Flipnote was a really crazy thing. It was so much fun. There was even like a Wi-Fi connection. It was kind of like a YouTube for me before I got to use YouTube. So many talented people, young ages, older ages, whatever, all made different types of animation. There's even a website now, I forgot what it's called. If I find it, I'll link it in the description. But you can even watch Flipnotes nowadays, and it was crazy. People put popular songs at the time, their own sounds, and it was just so much fun, honestly. I have a lot of memories just kind of scrolling through it, or I guess, I don't know if it's scrolling or not with a stylus, but you're just going through it and seeing all this content that people made, which was amazing. You also got Download Play, and Download Play was pretty fun. I mean, I know it's probably one of the bigger things. You're like, whoa, you can play stuff with people. And yeah, it was, but like, I mean, that should have been a given, and I'm really glad it was there as a given. But I mean, I have other things here that I want to talk about that are amazing, like PictoChat. PictoChat is so unnecessary. But you know, you and your brother or sister or cousin or family member or friend or whoever you had with you had a DS, you guys got on PictoChat and started like texting each other, even though you were in the same room and it made no sense. You know, you just get the screen, fill it, you know, write something with the eraser, whatever you want to do, and it was so much fun. The DSi also had DSiWare games. There was a great library. I can't think of any at the top of my head, in all honesty, but it was good. It was good. I played Brain Age. The DSi got me to do math as a game as a kid, so that's a positive. Moving on, we got the Wii. Admittedly, I didn't use the Wii that much as a kid compared to the DSi. Like, I even saw the Wii once, and I wasn't even... My uncle showed it to me. He was playing Wii Sports, playing bowling. I didn't even know what he was talking about. I was just kind of paying attention to my DS, and I was like... sitting there on it. Eventually I grew to love the Wii, and obviously I have a Wii and a Wii U because, I mean, even though the Wii U kind of functions as a Wii, I love both, but we're talking about the Wii right now. So the Wii for apps had these things called channels. I'm sure a lot of you might have heard about them or even lived through and had them. There were so many. Honestly, I could make a whole video on them, but I'm here to talk about some other features. So one of the channels that came with the Wii right there was the Mii Maker. And obviously all of you know what, I'm sure all of you know what a Mii is and what the Mii Maker does. I don't need to go into too much detail, but it was the first time Nintendo actually introduced Miis and the ability to create them, and they would kind of become a staple until stuff like Switch Sports, which is kind of gross, but it was a great time. It was, you know, I made my neighbor, I made every single person in my family, I made some random person from school that would never know that I made a Mii of them, and it was probably kind of weird that I did that, but I did it. It was fun. It was a lot of fun. The Wii also had, I know this isn't really content that comes with it necessarily, but it had stuff like the Wii Balance Board, and that was kind of a different way to play games or to add on to like games you already had. And I know not everyone loves it, but I really like the Wii Balance Board. It made stuff like Wii Fit fun. They had an obstacle course, and I know that's a Wii Fit game, but it was fun. It was a lot of fun. I do think the Wii is a little lacking compared to something like the DSi, but it's still great. It has tons of useful and non-useful channels in harmony, and even with no games, it's fun to explore. I mean, stuff like the Weather Channel isn't exactly something I'd go back to or give praise to. Like, damn Nintendo, thank you for including the Weather Channel. Like, not really, but hey, I dig it. Thanks for including that. Fast forward a bit, we have the 3DS and Wii U era. The 3DS had Flipnote, but I consider it a worse version. It had cool features, and I think you could do some 3D stuff, so that's cool on the creative side, but it just wasn't the same. I'm pretty sure they didn't even include like a Wi-Fi service, and you had to get it through like a special Club Nintendo thing. Like, come on, dude, it was so much fun. You could have included it and, you know, have an old generation that loved it, you know, combined with the new generation, but Nintendo just said no, and I'm upset about that. The 3DS did have a camera. It had cool 3D features. I can't say it had the same charm as something like the DSi camera, but I mean, it could take videos. Like I said, it had 3D features. You can make things in 3D. It was really cool, honestly. It's a little underrated in my opinion. The 3DS also had the 3DS sound. It was kind of the same thing as the DSi. I really do appreciate its inclusion. It's not anything special. I know you can get like sounds from like an SD card and put them in there. And there were some like Easter egg features, so that's a little cool. SwapNote was this like weird futuristic version of PictoChat. And I'm really sorry, SwapNote fans, but it just didn't do it as good as PictoChat. Like, Nikki was a cool character, and it was cool. Like, I went back, did the whole thing where I was like, let me look at the steps of SwapNote, but it wasn't for me. Okay, time for the really great stuff. So AR cards. I see no one talk about these, and I don't understand why. So there are these like little cards. I'm pretty sure there's collectibles and other ones that exist besides the ones that are packaged with the 3DS, but they come with your 3DS. And your 3DS, you're able to read them and play a few games that make use primarily of the 3DS's gyro controls. I don't remember everything, but I know that there's fishing and golf, and these games even had boss fights. And that's not a bad thing. The controls weren't anything amazing, but as a kid, I was all over this, and these features were really fun. You could also use these cards, I forgot to mention, but with the 3DS camera. So that was kind of a plus. You could take pictures with Mario in the palm of your hand. So that was cool. Face Raiders is a game where you could shoot balls at the face of your family and friends or stuffed animals or whatever you decided to put in there. It's a lot more interesting than it sounds. It offers quite a challenge, and it uses the 3DS's unique gyro controls. It came pre-installed with my 3DS at the time. I think it comes pre-installed with all of them. It's a fun game. It's not anything groundbreaking, but it's fun and it can be challenging. The final boss is pretty hard. I wanted to say the clear star that stands out of everything here is the Street Pass Mii Plaza. You could meet quote unquote other 3DS owners' Mii's through Street Pass, which is if you were in contact with another 3DS, your 3DS would meet theirs and be like, oh, okay. And you could play different mini games. You could use them to help you complete puzzles or stuff like Find Me and Find Me 2, which is kind of like an RPG-ish type thing. The Street Pass Mii Plaza even got an upgrade and got more games, and then after that got even more games, and you can get one for free and buy the others, and they were pretty cheap, and they were honestly pretty worth the money. It was kind of like, think about like an iOS game that has microtransactions you need to complete, but in this case you'd have to use play coins by walking or shaking your DS a certain way. But that way, like, it was actually fun. It made good use of it. It was fun. It was like a little thing, like every day you might be like, oh, I got a new Street Pass. Oh, I went out. Oh, I went to a restaurant. Oh, let me see. I got someone, it was just fun. And then there were also special events with like Reggie and other people that worked at Nintendo at the time. And it was great. It was beloved. I missed that. I wish other consoles did the same thing. Okay, moving on to the Wii U. I can't really say anything much here. I mean, there was Amiibo support. I guess the big thing that sticks out here that was really cool is the inclusion of Miiverse. It's kind of like a social media, a Nintendo social media, and it was involved in a lot of games. You could make posts on certain segments and see it in games like, oh, I died here, I had a hard time here. You can post little tips, or maybe, hey, there's something you can do here online, and you can unlock in games like, I think it was Super Mario 3D World, you can unlock like stamps that you can post. It was a fun time. Funny enough, when I was having fun with it, I have a little bit of an anecdote here. My aunt saw me make a post on it. I was playing Superstar Saga on it, and I made a post. I was younger at the time, so I was a kid. And she told my mom that I made a post, and I wasn't allowed social media at the time. So my mom came in and saw a Mii of Knuckles from Sonic, a Mii that someone created, and she says, "You see that girl there? That actually might not be a girl." And that was really frustrating, but also really funny, because she literally looked at a Mii of Knuckles and was like, that might not be a girl, not knowing what she was talking about. But yeah. Anyways, the Wii U didn't have that much. It wasn't super memorable for me, but I wasn't disappointed. I saw the personality, I saw the appeal, saw the little icons, I saw the little Miis moving on the screen. And I don't know. I mean, not everyone loves the Wii U, but I liked it. I thought it was good. So you know what time it is? Now it's time to talk about the Switch. Look, it's not bad, but it's the bare minimum. If you get a Switch and don't have a game, good luck trying to have fun. All you can really do is be like, do I want light mode or dark mode? And that's not really fun. That takes like 2 seconds to decide, and most people are going to pick dark mode. I mean, if you like light, I mean, yeah, but yeah, dark mode is just better. You can make folders for your game, which was only added fairly recently. It's really... it's nice that they have that quality of life improvement, but it's literally the lamest thing you can add. Look, the Switch is a fun console, and my collection for it is probably the biggest out of any console we've ever had. And the games are fun, and outside its issues, I'm satisfied. Outside this, its lack of personality. I don't touch it much, but the 3DS had themes and a little song that played when you hovered over a game. The DS games would spin sometimes if you blew into the mic, and the Switch just kind of shows you the game. If you look at other Nintendo consoles after the GameCube, at least the menu screens had more to do. They were fun, engaging, and even when you weren't playing a game, you could play a game or take photos or record sounds or draw or something. I'm not saying the Switch needs a camera add-on or everything the others have. When I got the console, I was excited not just to play the game, but to own the console, especially in an age where emulation is thriving and where stuff like the Steam Deck exists and could probably do what the Switch does even better. It's like, it can be replicated already. When I got my Switch, I was disappointed. I was like, there's nothing else to do but play Pokemon Let's Go Eevee. After that, I was just done. What else could I do? I don't have another $60 to spend. Sorry, Nintendo. Sadly, I feel it's too late to fix this lack of personality. Maybe a next-gen console can do something, but I don't really feel like Nintendo's going to do it. The Switch doesn't even have a proper Mii maker. It's just kind of vaguely in there. I just don't see them fixing it. I mean, the bare minimum sold, so why are they going to give anything else personality? If there's no themes, like even that, like even just a theme would be nice, but we don't even have that. But who knows? Maybe one day we'll see a Space Raiders 2, or not Space Raiders, excuse me, Face Raiders 2 one day, but that probably won't happen. So yeah, that's what I mean when I say this Switch has no personality, and I am disappointed in it. Do better, Nintendo. Hey everyone, thanks for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe if you like content like this and want to see more. If there's anything you'd like me to cover Nintendo or video game wise, feel free to comment it below, and I hope you have a nice day. And have a fun time with your Switch that lacks complete personality. Bye bye!